Well, that's a game that should have been won. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Stats video content recapping the first game of doubleheader this afternoon between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets as the Phillies lose 4-3 to the New York Mets, and this is a game that should have and could have been won. You have get a 3-2 lead in the top of the 8th inning, then you blow it in the bottom of the 8th inning. Just totally unacceptable. I understand losses are going to happen, but that was just a comment feed for the Phillies this afternoon. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So, you guys know the Joel's double headers. Get the videos out the best I can, right? I mean, I'm going to get the 2 game recaps out, but the game is already underway. I don't really want to talk about that. But Chase Harrison's on the mound in this ball game this afternoon for the Phils, and number 5 guy, right? I mean, he's not going to set the world on fire. He wasn't terrible, right? You saw he allowed the German on the Dom Smith. I mean, he settled down after that. You see later in the ballgame, Michael Conforto batting against Jose Alvarado. He throws up and in, almost near his chin, right? 100+ mile-an-hour fastball, and then on the very next pitch, he hits him right around the shin guard, and the Mets are incensed, and seeing Dom Smith's chirping. I mean, just be quiet. Be quiet. You think he wants to hit him there in that situation? Be quiet. Late in the game like that, I mean, give me a break. We all know that Jose Alvarado struggles with his control, so that is just a typical Mets-Phillies rivalry right there for you. Settle down, right? I mean, that's just not right. You see Joe Girardi comes out of the dugout, and you pick up the scoring summary, right? In the bottom of the first inning, not start off too good early for the Phillies as Dominic Smith homers on a fly ball, 2 right field. He got all of that when a 2-run shot also scores Brandon Nimmo. That guy's just a walk machine. And it's now 2-0 New York here in the first. And Dom Smith just continues to destroy the Phillies. This has great numbers against the Phillies. I got to give it to him, right? I mean, I don't like playing against him, and he's underrated. He's so underrated, and it's just so frustrating. It seems like every single time we play this guy, he always just hurts us. And we continue to pitch to him. Why? I don't know. I understand we struck him out later in the ball game, but Dom Smith just continues to just hurt the Phillies, as it's now 2-0 Mets. And at the top of the second inning, we got one back as Andrew Knapp, who JT did not start the first game. That makes sense, right, with the catcher. You don't want to be on your knees too much. He has a sacrifice fly to left field. And Alec Bohm scores, and the Phils go to the board 2-1, right? I mean, Knapp be doing his job. And, he hasn't been as good here in 2021 as he was in 2020. We've seen the 2019, as I said the other day, we've seen more of the 2019 Andrew Knapp than we have the 2020 Andrew Knapp. So, hopefully he can return his 2020 form. And, you saw he struck out, late in the ballgame in a big spot. This is such a weak swing there. I mean, it's all they asked for, but hopefully he could just get back to his 2020 ways, because he was just great in 2020. He was just awesome. Gene Segura batting in a big spot here in the top of the 6th inning. First insert situation, 2 outs after we squandered a couple opportunities before, as he hits a little tapper down the third base line, and he beats out. He was hustling, ladies and gentlemen. He was running full speed. I mean, when do you ever see Gene Segura do that, right? I mean, he was busting down that line, and he was able to beat it. Great job of Gene Segura, and Rhys Hoskins scores, and the Phillies tie it at 2. Great job of Gene Segura there. It was not hard hit at all, but he was able to beat that out. Barely. And Miguel Castro allowed that. And it is a tie ball game. We are knotted up at 2, right? Then in the top of the 8th inning, after we get a great at-bat by Rhys Hoskins, right? I mean, he's battling. He just found off all these pitches, and he's just battling up there, right? And unfortunately, swinging us in the inside fastball. He's just a tap behind on that. I mean, just, you know what? You got to tip your cap, right? I mean, they got him. They got the best of him. Trevor May, I mean, he won that battle, right? And Rhys Hoskins, you saw he was frustrated about that. Then Alec Bohm comes up, and he battles to a 3-2 count, too. And he's found all these pitches. I mean, he was getting a lot of fastballs there, right? And he was really, really late on them. And I think he was sitting off speed, and that's why he was swinging so late on the fastball. Then, unfortunately, he pops up to beat Alonso. Now 2 out, right? Then Didi Gregorius, we all know that this runner on second base and extra innings, I'm still getting used to that. It's so weird. I think it adds a little more action, but I think it's just kind of goofy a little bit. It's kind of changing the rules of the game in kind of a big way. Didi Gregorius, after there's a fastball by James McCann back there. That was pretty bad, and that really, I mean, unfortunately, that didn't cost the Mets the game because unfortunately they won this game, but it could have, right? I mean, a pass ball by James McCann allows the runners to advance. Didi Gregorius hits a really, really hard ground ball to Francisco Lindor, and they get nothing out of it. Nothing. Didi Gregorius busting his butt. I mean, and Francisco Lindor, he didn't even throw it anywhere. He just ate it. He just ate it. He didn't throw it anywhere. And that ball was hit, pretty hard, right? I mean, you saw Didi Gregorius busting his butt there, and I love to see that, the hustle. I mean, you saw it with Gene, too, right? I mean, I love to see that. Some hustle. I mean, come on, let's go. Let's hustle, right? Andrew McCutchen scores, and the Phillies now take a 3-2 lead, right? So we now take the lead 3-2. So there's no excuses here, ladies and gentlemen. There's no excuses. 3-2 Phils. 3-2 Phils heading into the bottom of the 8th inning, and we bring in Hector Neris. Hector Neris, our closer, right? Our closer. It's a guy, I'm just so scared whenever he comes into the game. And we have Francisco Lindor on second base to begin this inning. And like I said before, that is the second base, the runner on second base rule. Which I just think, again, I'm still trying to get used to that. Like I said before, I'm still trying to get used to it. It's just a little bit silly, and it's just hard to get used to, right? And then Pete Alonso, after having him in a 2-strikeout, he gets a fastball up there. He ends at 0 for 12 as he singles on a line drive to left field. Francisco Lindor scores, and the Mets tie it at 3. So it did not take long for the Mets to come back, and just so frustrating. I mean, Hector, come on. And you know what? In a normal inning, that just would have been a leadoff single, no big deal. But it's not in this case, right? Here in 2021, I mean, that's not how it goes, right? And then Jeff McNeil, he hits a ground ball to Didi Gregorius, right? It went right up the middle. And Didi Gregorius tries to do it himself. He tried to turn a 6-3 double play, but it did not work out for him. He should have just flipped it. He just should have flipped it. Instead, he tries to take it to the bag himself, and they only get one out of the play. So, I mean, that's you can't do that. You can't try to be the hero. You got to make the play. So, I did not like that, and we only get one out of the play. And then we walk Michael Conforto. That was just such a weak at bat there. I mean, I think we're just scared of Michael Conforto. I think we should. I mean, I understand. Don't pitch to him. Then James McCann hits a very, very hard ground ball up the middle, off the glove of the diving Didi Gregorius, and he tried to be a hero again, right? You saw he tried to flip it, and it went off his glove. I mean, he tries too hard sometimes. I love Didi Gregorius. I love him. I love Didi Gregorius, but sometimes he tries a little too hard, and sometimes it just doesn't go his way. So he needs to just settle down out there. And relax. I mean, it's a high tension situation. Easier said than done. It's a very it's an intense situation. So then we have bases loaded. So this is just not a very good situation. Then Jonathan Villar hits a deep fly ball to left field, and Andrew McCutchen probably could have got it. It just didn't mean anything. It just like Andrew McCutchen. I mean, once I saw the ball was hit out there, I'm like, it's over. Andrew McCutchen didn't even make an effort. He just while the ball was going like out to him, he was jogging in. Like it just like he knew it was over. It was over. Mets win 4-3 as Jeff McNeil scored. The guy that should have been the victim of the double play. Didi Gregorius wouldn't have. Didi Gregorius, the guy who helped the Phillies to try to win this game, right? He got the go-ahead RBI single, and then he kind of seemed to make a little mistakes there. But honestly, I really blame this on Hector Neris. I mean, this was so many cookies. That pitch to Pete Alonso. Trying to throw the splitter in the dirt to kind of get a swing and miss. I mean, why would you throw him a fastball there? It's just like there's no. I don't understand why you do that. I don't understand that. That's just bad location. That is just really, really bad location. And not good decision making right there. I don't know if that was Knapp's call or I don't know what that was. And then we have a situation with Andrew Knapp hitting. I believe that was the first and second situation. I believe that was after the Gene Segura. Yeah, the Gene Segura RBI single in the top of 6th inning. And I don't understand why Jordy didn't bring in JT there. I don't understand that. Andrew Knapp ends up striking out. I mean, why in the world did he not bring in JT there? He just could have caught the final 2 innings of the game, and if we wouldn't have went into extras, of course, he could have caught the final 2 innings of the game there, and it would have been a normal 9-inning game because we're only playing 7 innings of a doubleheader. So I don't understand why in the world we let Andrew Knapp hit in that situation. He ends up striking out, and I understand JT later came in the ballgame, pitch hit, goes down on strikes against Edwin Diaz, but that I did not get that move from Joe Girardi. That was just not a good move. Andrew McCutchen, rough day today. 3 strikeouts. Come on. I mean, he strikes out in a big spot. He just doesn't look good, ladies and gentlemen. Hitting 156. I mean, this is pretty bad. And you saw he's been getting on base a little bit, but I mean, it's a little reason for concern here. I mean, we saw Rhys Hoskins at bat today. He fought really, really hard. I give him a lot of credit there. I mean, that was just one heck of an at bat. Bryce Harper getting that single. He got the one knock, but it was a good one. It was an important one to get on base there. Bryce is just, I tell you what, I mean, he's getting on base a lot. He got intentionally walked. They're just so scared to death of Bishop Bryce. I mean, they just are out bum with that great at-bat. He also got a knock, scored a run. But Didi, I mean, not only did he hit that RBI single, but unfortunately for him, I mean, it makes those, Didi Gregorius' defense is just so bad. It's just like the heads-up play, the defense, all of it. It's just like Didi Gregorius out in the field just, it's not great. It's just, especially this year, it's just not been great. It wasn't fantastic last year. I think he was much better defensively in his time at the Yankees. I was actually talking to a Yankees fan about that. He was much, much better defensively his time at the Yankees. It's just since coming over to Philly, and I mean, he never was a fantastic defender, but the defense has definitely taken a downturn since coming over to Philly. Gene Segura, I mean, I'm still just so happy that Gene Segura, I understand this was a loss, but man, I mean, when have you ever seen Gene Segura bust his butt like he did? I mean, that was just awesome. I mean, he was running full. I mean, that was great. I mean, that was great. I mean, he was hustling. He was hustling. And I give him so much credit. I really, really do. So, Roman Quinn, another bad play here. We do a double steal. And, I mean, he was able to get the third safely. And then he comes off the bag tied out. I mean, what in the world is he doing? What in the world is he doing? Like, it's just like, he's striking out like every at-bat. I mean, this guy is just terrible. Terrible. Nothing against him personally. Like, when I criticize people like Vince Velasquez, Roman Quinn, I don't dislike them personally, but just on the field, that is pathetic. That is pathetic. And even T-Mac and they're all knocking him, and they should. I mean, that's so bad right there on so many levels. And they were all saying it. That is just bad baseball. That is bad baseball. It's not heads-up baseball. It's just like, what in the world are you doing? I just still cannot believe that happened. Chase Anderson, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, all 2 were earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. He saw about the 3 walks, but the Mets generate a good amount of walks. But I'm going to Dom Smith. He wasn't terrible, right? Even his first start, went in like 5 innings, 2 earned runs. I mean, he's been better than Matt Moore. There's no question about it. He's been better than Matt Moore. No doubt about that. I feel more comfortable with Chase Anderson on the man, believe it or not, more than Matt Moore. There's no question about that. No pun intended, more with Matt Moore. But I mean, he wasn't horrible at all. He wasn't. He settled down after that mistake. I understand he allowed a decent amount of base runners, but not terrible out of him today. Connor Brogdon just continues to be a saver out of this Phillies bullpen. He's a homegrown talent, which I love. I always talk about. Jose Alvarado, just a fire, like I was talking about before, with throwing up and in like that. The Mets did not like it. I mean, why would he do that in that kind of situation? Late in a ball game like that. I mean, just like, cool your jets, Mets. I mean, seriously, cool your jets. It's just like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, Dom Smith chirping me. Come on, man. Like, come on. Pipe down. Jojo Romero, great 2021 debut today, taking over for Archie Bradley. Went on a 10-day out with that groin problem. I'm going to miss Archie Bradley. He didn't start off this season great in Philly, but I'm looking forward to getting him back. But there's a little bit of a delay there, unfortunately, with that injury. But he had a great 2021 debut today. He did walk a batter, but it was a scoreless inning of work by Jojo Romero. I mean, Jojo Romero, he's just, I think this guy could really be something special out of this Phillies bullpen, no doubt about it. Hector Neris, like I said before, just cannot locate, and that is why the Phillies lost the first game of doubleheader 4-3. So I'll be back. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or tomorrow morning. It's going to be one of those two. To recap the second game, don't want to talk about that just yet, but this is a game that should have been won, right? We're going into the second game with Aaron Nola going against Marcus Stroman. The first pitch was at 8:05. There's no excuse there, ladies and gentlemen. You had to win that game, and you didn't do it. And now it's going to be much, much tougher to win the second game. But, I mean, not really, right? And I think our odds are in our favor if you compare it to the first game because we have Aaron Nola on the mound. But it's just like, come on. I mean, it would have been great. I mean, going into the second game with Aaron Nola on the mound, I mean, you're already set up to, it's in our favor to win the second game. And now it's going to be a little bit harder because the pressure is going to be on us because we can't get swept out. So the Phillies' woes and the doubleheaders continue in this ball game as we lose 4-3. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hats Instagram, TikTok, Finance Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshotstove@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for watching. The first pitch was at 8:05, Nola versus Stroman. Let's go Phillies. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. This is the game that should have been won. I'll see you guys.